your source for everything real estate. It's Real Estate Talk Boston with Chris Devon on Radio BDC.
We're back. I'm your host, Chris Devon, and you're listening to Real Estate Talk Boston here on Money Matters Radio and Radio BDC. I'm joined right now by a top professional out of Central Mass Market, Joyce Kelley from ERA Key Realty Services. Now, Joyce, I'm excited to have you here because we're going to be talking about a market right now that we really haven't covered in our 4-year history here on Real Estate Talk Boston, which is, that Grafton, Shrewsbury, Westborough market. You've, I believe, lived out there for 20 plus years. You've been selling real estate out there for a long time. What are some of the major draws that you see that brings people to that area?
Number one, it's more for their money. They maybe have been living closer to Boston for their commute time, getting their careers pulled together. And then when they want to have more of a home, maybe get out of a condo or a rental situation, and they're looking at what they can afford, they're looking for a balance and a compromise. And they find that with Westborough, with Grafton, with Shrewsbury, the boroughs area, that they have a train. A lot of my clients will call and they'll say, "Hey, Joyce, we really love the fact that we're so close to work here, but if we could have a home that was like within 15 minutes of a train, that would be great, because one of us is still going to be going to Boston, or we both are." So that's one thing that has made a large impact in our area, and that is the Commuter Rail is both in Grafton, it's in Westborough, it's in Southborough. And also, the Grafton one is so close to Shrewsbury. It's just a minute down the road. You're on the border of both communities. And that has really been a wonderful thing for people. So
you find that a lot of people are coming in and out of Boston. It's not just Worcester, because Worcester is very close by.
It is. It borders some of the communities. Yes, it does. And it's a wonderful place, too. It does offer quite a bit.
But if you want to get into the bigger city, Boston, there are a lot of people from that area that commute in and out of the city.
They do,
What are you looking at approximately for a train ride? Is it under an hour or around an hour?
It's 40 minutes. You can get to South Station. I think it's like 45, but you can get to, the South Station if they need to transfer. But it's like a 45-minute, but it's sitting there. It's checking out your iPad. It's catching up. It's listening to music. It's relaxing. It's not doing the commute. So they build that into their day when you're getting on your way to work. Some of them, they're maybe prepping for something for work. Taking care of a little bit of business on the way is not a bad thing. And then coming home, they can do the reverse. They can get caught up on work that they were maybe going to have to do when they got home to catch up, because we all have that sort of career. And they can get off the train when they come home and, put it behind you, hop in the car, and you're home soon. So it's a balance and a choice, and that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people are choosing it.
I honestly feel bad. Dave, I don't know about you. I grew up in the area. I grew up on the North Shore. I now live on the South Shore. Mm-hmm. And as Joyce is talking here, it's really not that far from the city. If it's the equivalent of probably coming in from Plymouth on the South Shore, or like a North Andover, Boxford, Haverhill area, Andover on the North Shore. When I hear the topic of Grafton, Westborough come up,
you think it's so far?
I think it's
away.
like an hour and a half west.
I don't know. I went to school out there, so
really
that's not crazy to me. Yeah, I know. I went there, and I still say out there. I don't know why, but
where were you in school?
I was at Assumption. So
okay,
yeah.
Great community there.
Yes. So
wonderful school.
The Wild West is really not that far. Now,
no.
One thing about that area is that there's tons of schools, obviously right in Boston, but there's a lot of schools out in that direction as well.
A lot of privates, right from Montessori's. Grafton, Westborough, Shrewsbury, they all have Montessori's. You can start right there, have that wonderful, if that's what the choice is, but the public schools are also wonderful too in all 3 of those communities and more of the communities. But the colleges, right up and through, you've got private high schools, you have St. John's in Shrewsbury, a lot of alumni, promote it, love it. And then you have Holy Cross, you have WPI, Worcester, Clark University, world-renowned institutions, absolutely. Holy Cross. Who hasn't been to a Holy Cross game or heard about it?
So I'm guessing
there's some good hockey players in Central Massachusetts, Chris. They don't just exist in the North Shore and the South Shore. All right.
I actually went to St.
Yeah,
John's
that's true.
Prep in Danvers, and we used to play against sister school St. John's in Shrewsbury.
There you
And
go.
There were some really good players out there. So
There you go.
Oh, they are.
never said that there weren't, Dave. But I mean that has to be a great draw. I'm guessing even from the real estate perspective. Kind of switching up our gear here now strictly to the real estate market. Is there an opportunity for investors out in that area because there are so many schools? I'm sure kids are looking for rent out there.
Absolutely. My own daughter is 18 months out from being a pharmacist at MPCH in Worcester.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And they are so scrambling constantly for more dormitory, more housing. I just had a girl call me from Colorado recently. I'm coming out. I've been accepted to MCPCH, and she's on her way and looking for housing. Tufts Veterinary School, Tufts Cummings Veterinary School in Grafton. Parents and students, come April, I am bombarded. Joyce, my daughter, my son, they're coming. She's living on St. Kitts now. They're in, they're at Tufts in Medford or New York or wherever they're coming from to complete their veterinary education, looking for housing. And the parents, many times, are looking for investment properties. And they want to purchase a multifamily or a condo where their student can rent out a room to another student, or they can have that investment property, and then they go ahead and they'll turn around when the student is finished and sell it. And the market has appreciated. So many of them have done very well.
Sounds like a great opportunity for the real estate investor out there, because I'm pretty familiar with in and around Boston, and I know a lot of those markets, let's say a Quincy, Dorchester, South Boston, Charlestown on the north side of the city, Somerville, Malden. People want to get into real estate investing. They're looking for those multifamilies to potentially rent out, to convert. And it's really hard in today's market to find a property that the numbers work on, just because, real estate values have gone up so significantly. It sounds like out just a little further west in the wild, wild west, there is opportunity for real estate investors to get into a market where you can find a great property near, let's say, Tufts. That's an ideal renter, a pharmacist who's going to school to get into the real world and is there for 3 or 4 years. That's an awesome opportunity right there.
It is, and I see whole families will move to the area to be near their student, actually, believe it or not, and they'll stay until their student graduates. Some families actually have done that. And just having the rental property, even if it's a home with a studio apartment in this area, you can have supplemental income. And wow, for a lot of people, that's money you're putting away. It's more space in your home that, if it's legally in-law, or if it's a legal extra unit, a duplex, a triplex, whatever the home is, it's wonderful to have that coming in. And they don't linger on the market, typically.
Now, when it comes to those different towns, let's say if you're a little bit further in east, like a Westwood, Weston, Wellesley, the big W's, when you're in those towns, there's a definite difference between those towns. What about if you're in, like, let's say, Grafton, Shrewsbury, Westborough? What are the differences between those types of towns?
There is a difference. They're all wonderful New England communities, but there's a flavor. And when my clients go through the communities, they know what they really are attracted to and what suits them. With Grafton, it's quintessential New England, beautiful gazebo in the common, historical homes in the center around the common. The common is a huge draw year-round, except for blizzard time, for events. They have festivals, apple pie socials, concerts all summer long. Wednesday night, there's a concert. 4th of July, if you're in town, there's a concert. Halloween, second to none. It's a block party. Like, absolutely.
That's a major statement, DC.
Amazing.
Halloween, that's second to none.
It is a block party, and it just shows the community that it is. It's fun, and it's just wonderful. And then you take Westborough, and it's a step up with more shops, more shopping, more restaurants. It has a Marshall's, but hey, you can go in almost any direction and find a Marshall's. We have Wegmans, yay, in the area, in Northborough, which Shrewsbury, Westborough, Grafton, and many more. We all flock. It's wonderful.
What's Wegmans? I don't even know what Wegmans is.
Wegmans grocery store. Every woman out there, your wife knows.
I'm honestly being dead serious.
Well, it is kind of new. Within the last 3 years, right? It's a new to this area. Allegedly, it's awesome.
Kind of like a Whole Foods?
Yeah, take Whole Foods.
Oh, I hear it's like
way better.
I hear it's basically take whatever grocery shopping experience, take the best grocery shopping experience you've ever had, right? Clean, really big, whatever. Yeah, it's not. Great. It doesn't really exist for us, but take that and put it on crazy A-Rod type steroids, and just that's what Wegmans is. And it's food, free food, everything. Allegedly, it's unreal.
We're gonna pull for one of these on the South Shore.
I'm just saying, it's at Chestnut Hill.
Ride out and visit.
They opened one in Chestnut Hill down the street from our studio here.
They did,
and then they're open one in you're talking Big W's where I'm from in Westwood. They're opening one soon. So. Just saying.
Unbelievable.
Just saying. They put them in nice neighborhoods.
Now I know.
They do. In Northborough was their first test market, and they came from New Jersey. It's a New Jersey-based grocery store. And I was hired by the Wegmans openers for Northborough to find them a place to live. And I did. And and I knew they were going to go to Chestnut Hill. They're like, Joyce, we're staying here 15 months, and then we're off to Chestnut Hill. Because when they had the opening in Northborough, it was like Channel 5, they were all there. Interviewing all the women and their carts coming in. It was, I'm from Chestnut Hill. I'm from Wellesley. I'm from Newton. We want Wegmans.
That's unbelievable. Okay. Point
15
made.
15 minutes later, they got it. 15 months later, they got it.
I get it. Well, now it's time for...
so we have life.
It's that part of the show. It's our time for our Real Deal of the Week, brought to you by the real estate law firm of Gilmartin McKenzie. And each week we try to highlight a great buy. And this week our property is located at 40 Pleasant Street in Grafton. The listing price is $400,000. Joyce, you are the listing agent. Why is this property such a great buy?
It's a wonderful property. It's a property that has been in the same family, believe it or not, circa 1825 for three families. It has only been in ownership. So it stayed with one family. It was 74 years. It's been in the same family, so it passed hands because it is quite old, but it's been updated starting in 2004. The current family, they went through the home. All the mechanicals were updated, the kitchen. They took the kitchen and the dining room, which are large, beautiful country spaces, and they opened them up so you have more of a conversation space versus formal dining room. And it's a wonderful, warm feeling. It has a barn detached that was built in 2009, a big red barn. It could be converted with with just some garage doors into a two-car garage. It has a loft over it that's a room with a cathedral ceiling, more than just a loft. And a beautiful backyard, level, fenced in, and the neighbor actually has cows, so there's a couple cows and just not many, but it's really beautiful.
It really gives you that quintessential New England feel. Looks like it was built a long time ago. However, when you walk in the door, everything's updated, and it has that open floor plan feel. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. The old New England home that's updated inside.
And that's what the buyers want. They, the ones that are appealing to older homes, my antique home people, they can go in, and if they can see that it's been updated and maintained well over the years, they appreciate what has been done. It's easier for them to move forward with the purchase, and then they can make any additions that they would like to make. A lot of our older homes, they started off as quarter capes, small colonials, and if you look at them, it's fun. I mean, they have a lot of wings on them, and you have that opportunity here. You have the space, the zoning, I am looking at that for my clients, and we check it out.
That barn, I'd make it into Mantown.
It is kind of Mantown upstairs already. It just needs heat.
Yeah.
It has electrical and everything.
Definite Mantown. Yeah. Great commuting homes close to the train and major highways. And if you'd like to check this property out online, you can actually go to Joyce's website, which is joycekellyhomes.com. That's JoyceKelley homes.com. And also, if you're relocating into the area or looking to buy or sell your property in the Grafton area and are looking for some expert real estate advice, somebody that really knows this market, you can reach out to Joyce directly. Her number is 508-327-9653. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong.
It's 508-277-9653.
I had an extra number in there. I'm sorry about that. 508-277-9653. And really what I'm getting from our conversation, Joyce, is that a market that I really was not aware of. There's opportunity there, whether it be for somebody that's looking for a little bit more home, that's commuting into the city, but okay with another 10, 15 minutes outside the 128 belt or so, and can get a lot more bang for your buck, which is also a great opportunity for a first-time home buyer. Right?
Wonderful.
And then there's also investment opportunity out there. With all the schools out there, you can potentially buy a multifamily home, get great rents, where in a market like we're in today, it's tough to find those markets that offer that. And you get a Wegmans.
Hey,
right?
Everyone loves the Wegmans. You're right. Well, it's a draw.
Joyce, thank you for coming in. We look forward to hopefully having you back in sometime soon.
I would love to. Thank you for the opportunity. It's fun.
Once again, if you have questions for Joyce or would like to learn more about the Real Deal of the Week, you can check out our website at joycekellyhomes.com. And thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed your hour here with us on Real Estate Talk Boston and the information we're delivering to you every weekend right here on Money Matters and Radio BDC. I'm your host, Chris Devin. Have a great afternoon.
Boston. It's RETB on Radio BDC.